The triumph of a crusade. Freedom Riders. In Anderson, Alabama, the first group of Freedom Riders corps was greeted by 208 white people. 208 white people in mob riding against the Freedom Riders. Freedom Riders ran out of the other bus as the white mob destroyed the bus with Molotovs. They fled in fear as the first bus lit up. The bus company stopped giving Freedom a rider bus. So James Carter, the corps director of the Freedom Riders, announced that Snake will carry on Joe's job as the Freedom Riders.
Yeah, I think that's a bit too fast, man. Slow down a bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, slow down.
I could do that. The triumph of a crusade. Freedom Riders. In Anderson, Alabama, the first group of Freedom Riders, corps, were greeted by 200 angry white people. "200 angry white people in mob riding against the Freedom Riders. Freedom Riders ran out of their bus as the white mob destroyed the bus with Molotovs. They fled in fear as their bus lit up on fire. The bus companies stopped giving Freedom Riders buses. James Farmer is the corps director of the Freedom Riders, announced that SNCC will carry on corps' job as Freedom Riders. President Kennedy wanted to help the Freedom Riders and so gave the Department of Justice U.S. Marshals ordered to help the riders. Marshals assured Kennedy that they would help, but they didn't. Freedom Riders, SNCC, were attacked by mobs using bats and lead pipes. Some riders were brutally injured. Kennedy takes matters into his own hand and supervises the sending of 400 marshals to protect the Freedom Riders in Jackson, Mississippi. The Freedom Riders kept fighting for desegregation and got a part of their request. Attorney General and Interstate Commerce Commission created a law prohibiting segregation on interstate transportation and facilities, including waiting rooms, restrooms, and lunch counters. September 1962, James Meredith, an Air Force veteran, was granted permission by the government to attend the University of Mississippi. However, he was rejected by Governor Ross Barnett, yet he was supported by the marshals sent by Kennedy. Ross Barnett disagreed with this and caused many white people to riot.
"I call on every Mississippian to keep his faith and courage. We will never surrender."
Riots caused 2 casualties, 1,000+ soldiers were called in, 200 arrests, lasted 15 hours. Birmingham was totally segregated and had 18 bombings from 1957 to 1963. Due to these dire situations, Secretary of SCLC called in Martin Luther King Jr. MLK arrived in Birmingham, Mississippi on April 3, 1963. He stated,
"This is the most segregated city in America. We have to stick together if we ever want to change its ways."
A few days later, MLK was arrested for his demonstrations. April 12, 1963. April 20th, MLK was freed and continued his demonstrations against segregation in Birmingham. May 2nd, the Children's March took place. It had over 1,000 children participating. Bull Connor, the sheriff, was trying to stop, but to no avail. The march continued for a few days. May 3rd, drastic measures were taken by officials. Firefighters used hoses to push down the children. Dogs were also used. You know the rest of the story. And then